know something?
What do I know?
It's not the fastest sperm that inseminates the egg. It's actually often just any random sperm that can be the one to penetrate the cell wall after others have already weakened it. So you don't, typically the sperm that ends up, the one that actually inseminates the egg is not the fastest or strongest sperm. It is just the one who gets lucky that the moment they make contact.
It's only one thing I wonder about that though is that really how we are opening this?
Yes.
Okay, well then welcome
back
to welcome to the late night Friday show. That's
what it's called, sure.
I don't know if I'll ever do that correctly. Welcome back to the podcast though. It's Friday. This is episode 5. And you all know what it is. It's your favorite ghostly goose here to talk about just the world around us. There's so many things in it.
Can we just talk about like the state of the world?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a Jaden Smith
the
tweet?
The world is a planet, not a state. Dingus.
I think that was a Jaden Smith tweet where he's like, "Why hanging out with friends? Like, why can't we just talk about the current socioeconomic state of the world?"
I don't know, Jaden.
Just a tad bit pretentious.
Do some social experimenting and then get back to me.
Why don't you go do a social? You want to learn how to do some social experiments? Go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Became an expert in sociology.
It's
because of all those social experiments.
Yeah. Have not had much. I mean, if we're talking about the world around us, I haven't had much going on at all. At least fairly recently. I don't know.
What has happened?
We've been doing a lot of this, a lot of BigWowBig, and we've been doing a lot of Dark Souls specifically, but we are also doing other things. It was a big Dark Souls pivot when we kind of decided to shun Sonic.
Yeah.
I still don't know to this day if that'll ever come back, but once again, those are episodes you still haven't even seen. Don't know.
I think at this point we have at least over a month and a half's worth.
I don't know.
Backlog.
We have I'm not exactly sure. We have I counted some of it. I don't remember. It didn't seem like as much as I thought it would have been, but I don't remember exactly how much it was to judge it, but we
still have like 15 or 16 episodes of Dark Souls in the chamber. We have like a good few one-offs, like 8 episodes of Sonic, 6 episodes of Paper Mario. Like we're pretty stacked at the moment.
I mean, that's just because it's so easy to film our show. Thus why we haven't edited most of what we have.
Definitely much easier to film it than edit it. Even though editing it is like barely any effort at all because it's so like, just plug it in and it's good to go. It's still like, that's not the fun part where you play the video games.
Yeah, it's easy. That's what's kind of difficult about it from time to time is, we shouldn't get too far ahead, but we just keep filming all the time. I don't know. I've almost thought of upping our upload count just because of how much we've been filming, but also, I don't know. I mean, we could at a certain point. We've
done that before though, where we were like, let's up our upload count because we have such a big stockpile.
To do that,
and then we
shortened the episodes specifically, and I mean we probably would shorten them at least a little bit. But we went from the idea before was, I think we started with the 2-episode thing in the beginning, and then we moved up to one like half-hour episode every day. And every time we went to 2 episodes per day, it was always they were always only like 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, not enough time to really get into the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, I mean, like I think 20 to 25 minute 2 a day would be fine personally. I think you could get enough done in that time.
With the prevalence of short form media, you either like the 2 most prominent medias at the moment are extremely long form things like 3-hour long video essays and like 30-second TikToks. And if you are falling somewhere in between that, you're probably not going to do too well. And I think that doing 30-minute videos a day, like we would either have to give like, you know, we would either have to do like 30 minutes a day or 5 minutes a day. And any in between would just be like basically worthless.
Yeah, I just think that's, yeah. I mean, that's why I haven't completed any thought about it, because it's so, I don't know. I mean, I don't know specifically where the state of gaming is. Just one video a day. With how much stuff we make, one video a day feels like hard to restrain down to. It feels like we're limiting what we could be doing. I know why we do that, but it's, if it wasn't so, it would be harder for me to say that if it wasn't so easy to make our show in terms of the work.
I feel like the one a day works great for me, where I'm doing, you know, from my perspective, every day is guaranteed an episode of BigWowBig goes out, and I do like a YouTube short for Tori. And those are the two guarantees that I know go up in the day. I'm already at 2 uploads guaranteed that I know I'm doing every day. And usually, on top of that, if I'm not doing, or like on top of those two things, is either I'm streaming or we're recording BigWowBig or I'm helping my grandma. So no matter which way I cut it, I've already got something filling that time.
Yeah.
So I am perfectly satisfied with the one video a day.
Yeah. That's more so the difference between the...
I don't know about you with your sad, depressing life, and yeah, if you just need that extra episode of BigWowBig
it's the difference
to fill
between
your void, but...
the recording and the post work. Because we schedule our videos ahead of time. We don't like go upload them every day. So
yeah. God, you think we wake up at that time
That's
every day?
why-
Actually, I do. I wake up an hour before
yeah, I wake up
every
before
BigWowBig
the
episode
episode goes out also. It goes out at 1 p.m. my time. It just depends. I don't know. It would be a little easier to knock out series that way, but it also gives a lot more variety in my head, because I'm like, damn, that would be so good for having, because that's even more BigWowBig every day, especially if we're still cutting it half-hour episodes. So it would just take a little bit of an adjustment in the recording process, but I think one a day works right now. It's just hard to, it's hard to not feel like I'm getting so ahead, because there's a certain point where we can't film and get too far ahead.
I think the issue with that just comes from the fact that we have both been extremely gung-ho about recording. More so, like, we have the way when we reinitiated this channel, and I founded this company, we were like, we need to put like a solid schedule in place that we know is going to work, so we can make sure we're consistent, always have something that like we can plan around, we can schedule around it. So we set that to be Mondays and Wednesdays. Today's Monday, you know, meet at same time every Monday and Wednesday to record, and just make those, like, you know, clock into BigWowBig on those days. And that's how it typically was for the most part. For the first like maybe month and a half of doing it, was like pretty consistently just always on Mondays and Wednesdays. But for the entirety of like the last half of May or the last half of April, and here we're in the first half of May, we've kicked up from our usual 2 recordings a week on Mondays and Wednesdays to also being like, well, I know we're doing this on Monday and Wednesday, but are you also free on Thursday and maybe Friday and also the Saturday and also the Sunday? Just like a lot more recording.
We've had a string of weeks with a couple extra recording days than normal. That is true, but it just comes down to
it's like when you're
that we want to film the show. I almost think I think our live stream series could probably combat the upload floodage, just because if we get too far ahead, our commentary will reign irrelevant to some degree, and it's not even, and I mean, you know, not for the podcast, because we record these the week of, so that's not an issue. We don't backlog podcasts, obviously, because those are so heavy on the talking, but you know, I think being like a month ahead is like the max it should be, and
yeah,
I just think it's so, you know, because if we were to switch to 2 today, we would adjust our filming schedule to account for that, and we clearly are okay already with filming more than Monday, Wednesday, and it's not like that's the easiest thing. It also is hard because of that my schedule changes based on the time of year, and I don't know what that's going to be for all of the summer. I know what it is right now because right now I'm not doing anything. I'm on a break. But when I get back into doing stuff in a couple weeks, then that will be a job that'll be different. So that'll be me laying out my week and then us setting up BigWowBig from there.
Yeah.
So it just changes. I wish it didn't change, but it does. So we'll figure that out when we get there, I guess.
The only things in my schedule that end up changing is just if I get any kind of instance, like I tend to get of at any random point throughout my week of my grandma asking me like, are you free on this day to help me? And then that's like something that I have to plan around. And honestly, at this point, I should just get you in contact with my grandma just to be like, Mia will not be free on this day.
CC your grandma and company emails.
These are the days that I am available to record, so that way, you know, you don't ask your grandchild to do things on these days.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't put much thought into it. I have, well, besides that, I guess.
I feel like the recording of BigWowBig recently and how much we've been recording it has been like when like your partner is just coming over for like just to hang out for one day, and then it just turns into like a 3-month-long like sleepover type thing. You just basically live together at that point, and that's just what recording has been.
I mean we've become so central towards each other just because we've been literally just filming our show all the time, and it's again out of like that we just enjoy doing it, so we're gonna do it. That's when it becomes difficult at times though to just keep filming. We're gonna run ourselves, we're going to overload the train tracks and they're going to fall.
There's a good statement about creator burnout, and where content gets stale and creators get tired of the things they're making and aren't proud of it, is that when you're making content all the time, you are putting, I don't know if it was like Markiplier or somebody else that said it, but it's like you are putting like a piece of yourself and a piece of your life into a video, and when you reach a point that you've run out of lived life to put into those videos, then you have to like go and live more life before you can put any more of it like back in. You just like run out of lived experience when you just put all of it and spend all of it. It's like what was it? I think it was like Carl Sagan. It was like, a man who thinks all the time thinks about nothing but thoughts.
Yeah, I'm just setting a reminder. I forgot to set, but yes.
Hey Siri, set a reminder. Fuck some big booty bitches.
I had to set a reminder for the therapy I just scheduled.
I don't have Hey Siri enabled.
So I forgot to.
Although maybe I shouldn't.
I do.
I feel embarrassed talking to like AI companions or like whatever smart companions. Like I will sit here in my room all day shouting and screaming into the void into a microphone and saying dumb shit on stream. But like if I have to, I will say the most out of pocket shit on stream with full confidence. But if I have to be like, hey Siri, can you play my Spotify playlist? For some reason, that's just like embarrassing for me. I just don't want to. I don't want to talk to my phone out loud.
I will use the tools provided before me, but I don't have a major thing about smart voices. I don't really care. I don't use smart speakers because I have a lot of Spotify local file hookupage, and they don't recognize my local files, so I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'd rather use a Bluetooth speaker and I'm just drawing so many blanks right now.
I need to get
my brain is dying.
Speaker, like a Bluetooth speaker or something. For when I'm just sitting at my desk, I don't really have a speaker option. And I'd like to use headphones less because one, just, you know, weighing on your head all the time is not a great thing, but also for just for the safety of your ears. I already have like pretty bad tinnitus, People say that like the proper way to say it is tinnitus, but I say tinnitus because that just makes more sense to me. And I got that pretty bad already. And the more that you wear headphones and listen to things at loud volumes, the worse it gets. And so it's better. Like I'm already very much in the habit of listening to things quieter than I did before. And trust me, like right now, turn down your volume by like 20% of where it is right now. Your ears will adjust, and then you won't have a fucking headache, and you won't cause permanent ear damage. But I like using speakers to also avoid that issue.
I'm a big advocate for loud music. I don't really think of it like that, but I do have
advocate for ear damage.
I have PC speakers here that I use, and I have a Bluetooth one that I can bring with me, but is mainly for use in my bathroom. It just depends.
We got Jane tinnitus over here.
It's just easier. I enjoy the computers. I wanted a situation like that. That's why I got computer speakers. I wanted to be able to not have my headphones on as much, but it wasn't for the volume aspect. I put my headphones on if I want to listen to loud music. I just like use the speakers most of the time because it's an easier option, and I like the ones I have. They're great for their price. I'm impressed. I used to have in my room a soundbar TV entertainment center situation, but that became our living room setup when we moved here. It was in my other room. I haven't had anything major like that since. I have like just a 32-inch basic something that works, which is fine. I don't really care. I do want that back at some point, but I'm not crying about it. I do just want to. My main thing I wish to keep around. The thing I prioritize in this room is my PC setup and everything like that, so that I can have access to anything I would want or need in here.
If there was a fire and you could only save one thing in your home, what would that be? What would be like the one thing you'd like go and grab?
A fire and one thing. I don't know. One big thing or one anything?
Anything.
My throat's so dry. I don't know.
For me, it's easy because I keep all of like my BigWowBig stuff, all of my like footage, all of my like archives are all in one drive. That is very easy to just unplug from my computer, and I could just take that and run, and that'd just be the one thing. Easy for me.
I'd probably just bring my PC with the drive. I don't know. I mean, the drive is attached to it via USB. It wouldn't be that hard to carry with it.
Fair enough.
But if you're stingy about the then
nah, you can
pick the
like
computer itself.
That all counts if it's like peripherals and whatever, if it's already attached.
Because like there's plenty of like things I could grab or hold in pockets or something while I'm grabbing my PC. But I mean, I don't think about the what would you grab in a fire situation that much. So especially because I don't hold many material. I don't hold many materialistic like values.
Yeah, same.
Like that specifically.
Although we could both say, and we
I do,
both
but not
in these
like
cameras
that.
can see each other's gigantic shelves full of shit.
Yeah, it's for the room and the background and stuff like that, but that's just because those things are
If I look
there,
over to
so
my side right now,
may as well use them.
What? Take a guess of 3 things that you think would just be like on my shelf, and I'll tell you if they're on my shelf.
3 things I would guess. I mean, I can outside of the stuff I can see.
Don't cheat.
What?
Stop cheating. What would you guess?
It's right there.
It's like, this is like a personality quiz type thing. What would you think the three things on my shelves would be?
I don't know. I'd assume Star Trek something. I also would assume, maybe there's a safe with a battery in it.
Already
I
exploded.
already saw that. Yeah. Probably books, something, maybe a book.
No way! There are books on this bookshelf.
Wow.
If you can believe it. I also don't have anything Star Trek, unfortunately. I don't have any Star Trek paraphernalia.
I know that you also have, I believe, the NSP stuff you have is on top
Yep.
of your shelf. Yeah, I haven't had a lot of shelf shelves in my life. I wasn't really a room decorator until recent years. And I did in 2018 I actually did a lot towards that, but then I wasn't long, I think, before I either took all that down or we just moved. When we moved into the house I lived in before this apartment, I decorated my room quite a bit, but only to some extent, because I wasn't really sure what I wanted out of it yet. So it's interesting.
I have a quick fun game.
Okay.
For you and for me. That it just pick a random letter, and you will have 30 seconds to go find something on your shelf that starts with that letter.
On the shelf? On that shelf?
Yes.
It's not even that big.
Yeah, but if you can find something just with a random letter, you have 30 seconds to go find it. I'll do it as well.
I'm giving you a letter, or I'm picking a letter?
I'm going to use a random generator.
Okay.
Random letter generator. Our letter. We have 30 seconds to go find something that begins with the letter S. Go.
Okay. I did it. I'm back. Wasn't that hard for me? I'll reveal what my thing was after Mia gets back. Mia seems to be struggling a lot more than I did. Was that 30 seconds?
I wasn't counting.
I wasn't counting either.
Look, I just wanted to say
I thought you were counting because you made the game.
No.
It took me like 5 seconds.
What is your S object?
I brought Squirtle. I have a Squirtle amiibo. So that is what I brought.
See, I had a couple things that, like, I thought, like, well, that, you know, depending on how you describe it, it can start with an S, but there's no official title on it. My S is scrunchies. Big bag of scrunchies.
Nice.
So my other options were, had a Stephen King novel and a Sailor Moon little thing.
I believe those are fair.
Yeah.
But yep, I brought my Squirtle over, my amiibo. I trained it up in Smash for a little while, but then I remember I got it to face a few of our friends, and they hated it. It was really funny, but I don't remember when that happened. I don't remember when I got the amiibo. It was the first amiibo I ever got, though. I
have one singular amiibo, and that's Princess Peach.
That Squirtle is also the only amiibo I have.
Got plenty of amiibos, but I have no amigos.
No amigo. Unfortunate.
I do hope that you can't hear this. I've every time that I bounce my leg while I'm just sitting here a lot, like I just bounce my leg while we record this, but because of like how the tripod is, like sometimes you can hear it like dum 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 dum. So now I have my fidget toy for this here podcast is a screwdriver casing that has a spinny top and is full of all the screws from my laptop that I took apart the other day.
Oh. My throat could not be drier unless it was some bad pussy.
Like
so
Ben
bad.
Shapiro's wife.
Yeah. Dry syrup. That's an interesting idea.
Hello, Walmart. I would like some dry wipes. What is your what would you say is your best impression?
Best impression?
Yeah.
Best impression is probably, I'm thinking.
And if you can't think of that, secondary question, what is your favorite voice to do?
One of my favorite voices to do is Obama. I'm trying to think of, I think there's something I have better that's better than Obama. I'm not sure though. Also, to some degree, public service announcement. I'm gonna have to apologize because I can't take all these I say out. I just keep like we talked about this on a Dark Souls episode recently, but I'll take as many out as I can. But some of these that I say just fit into the dialogue too much. It's just a thing that is gonna have to be dealt with to some degree.
It's how English works.
It's just me. It's my thinking word, and I apologize.
We're not giving a thesis here.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna use filler words.
This isn't an essay. It's a pod say. But yeah.
Do you understand that essay?
Hey, ¿qué pasa? Let's do this. I don't know if I feel like I have something better than Obama,
the teacher
but I
tells
can't.
me I gotta write a 500-page essay, but I only need one word to describe my essay. Love.
Cool.
Cool.
Do you have what's your best voice impression?
You see, that's still in terms of impressions, I think my like highest quality, like closest to the original, would probably be Doofenshmirtz.
Oh yeah.
Just because of like how unique that vocal inflection is. That like if you can just get that basic level, then it's pretty close. But of the one that's my most favorite to do, there's a voice that is, I guess, just best titled Meat voice, or maybe Scoot voice, depending on. They're both very similar, but it's just like these two characters from Vinesauce Vinny, one called Meat and the other is Scoot from Animal Crossing, and they both have a very similar like. Oh god, I can't do it when I'm wearing headphones. Like,
yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
And it's just that kind of like,
Yeah.
And I do that. It is just such a passive thing for me now to use that voice when I'm just thinking to myself, because it's just like fun and stimulating. If I will just be like,
yeah, I need to go get dinner. Yeah, I need to clean my room and get dinner.
Yeah.
But doing it too long hurts. But I like doing it. Makes me happy.
I don't know. I can't think. I know it's not the only one, but I can't think of anything other than the Obama impression right now. I'm not even sure I could do it so amazingly. I mean, I guess I could do the parrot platypus noise, but that's not the same thing. But that I can do.
I mean, that does count.
Kinda, yeah.
You do that one very well.
Yes. I've just always seen my Obama as pretty impressive for like not really like practicing it. I mean, I guess technically doing it at all is practicing it, but I didn't try to get good at that impression. I just it's just like, now Michelle, I'd like to present you with something.
Yeah, he's got that inflection.
Yeah, it's like something about his inflection and emphasis on syllables.
That's something that anytime somebody asks me if I could do like an impression of somebody that doesn't have some notable like thing like that, you know, like somebody who isn't in themselves kind of a character with their voice. If somebody like asks me to do an impression of just a normal person talking, just a random celebrity that just talks like a normal person, it's like,
yeah,
what do you want? You want me to like maybe like talk like half an octave lower, maybe like slightly stress my A's? Like, you're not gonna get a big result out of that.
Yeah,
it's not how this works. It's only ever fun to do voices that have some kind of like some like thing that takes it away from your normal voice.
Right.
You're like stepping into like a separate thing.
Yeah. What's like if we ever, and I mean we probably will one day, but like when BigWowBig has like an office, it's like a must-have for you that should be in the office.
A must-have.
Besides like any like normities, like a kitchen or whatever, coffee machine. Like what's a eccentric must-have for BigWowBig office for you?
Eccentric must-have. Like something that's like, it's like a luxury.
Yeah, like it would, like it's a privilege to have that kind of thing.
I've never been much the decorating sort.
I do like knickknacks.
Like I like knickknacks and things, but as it pertains to like stuff that I think like I need this for my space, I've never really had anything like that.
Can't think of anything that you've ever even wanted that would only fit in a space like that.
I think I ever wanted that would only fit into like an office space size like thing.
Well, not in like not necessarily in like your office, but
like in a
the
general
building
like, yeah,
itself.
In that environment.
In like your office or like a main area.
I'd have to do a lot of thinking on that. You'd have to answer first.
I'm not super sure what I would put in something like that. Maybe just like a big arcade machine or something. Big arcade machine that can emulate arcade games. I don't know, possibly. Or just like maybe like a snack bar. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
Instead of just like having regular food there, which I'm sure we would to some degree.
I think it would be nice to have a fish tank. Just something that
Where would you put that?
it would either be in like just a central location that like is whatever, just like lounging spot or socializing place, like I don't know, whatever you'd have there for an office,
Right.
whatever like social space you have, or in a recording room, just so you know. I tend to look around a lot.
I think the fish tank would be a good centerpiece for the podcast room, personally.
True. If we had just a big fish tank in between us,
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
or like maybe like behind us, and just like
because we'd probably get
it'd be good for wide shots.
Because we'd probably get our logo printed to some degree to put back there,
Oh my god, what if we got like
or like a neon light version.
tropical fish that were BigWowBig colors?
That'd be pretty funny.
Just orange and purple fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like watching fish swim around. I just think it's nice because you know, I like to watch fish swim around.
Uh-huh.
And I also like to watch birds, but you know, you can't really like do a lot of bird watching in an office.
No, you can't.
Like, what do I want for an office? A window.
I don't think a fish tank would work in the BigWowBig room, probably.
Yeah.
I definitely I know Game Grumps has one. I would love I would want some kind of automated system for switching inputs of consoles.
Oh yeah, like some proper like.
That's probably like one of the number one things I would want somebody to like program and set up for us.
The more that we could automate this process, the better. And
Yeah,
honestly, the
that's
biggest
the
luxury
thing.
of being in an office environment or even just in person is the fact that we could record both of our microphones on like in the same program.
That is also
on like
true.
on two separate audio tracks, and they just both go at the same time.
Right.
And it would just like we wouldn't have to synchronize anything anymore.
Well,
Or
that's
at least not synchronize audio.
That's where we'd be at the the point that we could film our show in person, and we'd probably have hired an editor at that point.
We have to put a lot of trust into our syncing, especially when it comes to something like the podcast, where it is a lot easier for it to be like slightly misaligned because it's not just the fact that one, we have to sync it doing like a verbal thing, but also like it's not perfectly consistent latency when you're in a call. Like,
Right.
if we're in person, there's always the same amount of time between one of us saying something and the other hearing it. But like, there's been times with like recording either the podcast or with recording something like just any episode, and there just happens to be like a spike of latency. You know, it could just be like a quarter second of latency
Yeah.
from just that one bit of Discord. You know, just that one thing now seems like off timing. Even if it's the two audios are perfectly synced up from when we started them, there's still like those little moments where like it fluctuates back and forth while we go. And that I find annoying.
Yeah, there's a lot of sucky mishaps that make the synchronization fucked up and make it hard to edit all the episodes without making some kind of adjustment.
There's always going to be some joke or some conversation, some sentence said that is not going to align correctly just because of Discord latency.
Yeah, I don't know how much there is to do about it besides what we do, and also filming in person eventually when we don't have to worry about that kind of thing anymore. And you know, who knows how far out that is right now.
Someday.
And the faster you support us on Patreon, the faster that happens.
Hey, true. Or if you just watch our videos and subscribe.
That also.
Because, you know, we still aren't monetized. And
Can
it
also
takes
do the
quite
free
a lot
thing.
to get monetized.
Yes.
So even just watching and subscribing supports us a great deal, especially with stuff like this, like doing these podcast episodes, like longer form stuff like this. I think you need what, like 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers within like 30 days, or not 1,000 subscribers of growth, but you have to have 1,000 subscribers total and 4,000 hours of watch time in the past like 30 days to get monetized on YouTube.
I think so.
And so doing stuff like this, you can't even see me at all anymore. It's like sunset as we've been recording this, and it's just been getting darker and darker.
Your lighting has become fucked.
Yeah, just putting in that watch time, it helps. Just, you know, actually watching the show.
That is true. It helps us.
Sunlight. That's a little bit more.
It is not 30. It is not 30 days. I didn't think it was. That's why I checked. It's
Not 30?
No, it's a year. 4,000 watch hours in a year.
In a year? Oh, that's a lot easier.
And 1,000 subscribers. It's also you can get the 4,000 views in the last 365 days, or 2 public shorts views 10 million times in the last 90 days.
Oh, interesting.
Which to some degree is easier. That's if you know how to rock the shorts algorithm.
Yeah, I mean, even like shorts are actually like, because I've been doing them every day for Tori, and like sometimes I go to that YouTube dashboard to upload a new short, and it's like the watch hour, like the watch time building up just from like 10-second shorts. Like you get like 1,000 views on a 10-second short, and that really adds up.
Yeah, shorts are a really good way to promote. It was hard for a while to believe that they would be, but they are. It's shorts are really useful. I've made some Cosmic Emerald shorts. I want to make more, but it's hard I'm running out of clips to use. But they are nice indeed.
By handy dandy. Realize, where the fuck did my mouse go? My fucking mouse is just gone. I have no control over my computer at this point without getting up. This is tragic. I guess I'm just stuck here.
Can only do so much when you're stuck here.
No clicking for me. Speaking of clicking, what's your favorite Adam Sandler movie?
Clicking. Oh my god. Favorite Adam Sandler movie. I don't know, man.
Or I'll expand it into any Happy Madison movie, which is Adam Sandler's production company.
Guess it probably would be Click or the golf one.
Happy Gilmore.
Probably one of those. Do you have one?
I have only seen one. I'm pretty sure. Actually, no. I think I've seen 2 Adam Sandler movies, maybe one. I think there's one where he's like in a hotel and like I can't remember what that one is or what it's about. I think it's Adam Sandler. He's in a hotel. Maybe it's,
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's not Click.
I don't know what movie it is, but I have one Adam Sandler movie that I can remember watching, which is The Wedding Singer, I think is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like an older one. I think it's from the 90s, but it's pretty good. In my opinion, it's pretty good.
Yeah. 50 First Dates is a pretty good Adam Sandler movie as well.
Oh yeah, I have seen that. Yeah.
That's also a good one.
That's another one. Have you ever seen the Paul Blart movies? Or like Paul Blart Mall Cop 1
I've definitely seen the first one at some point.
Have you ever seen...
I don't know if I've seen the second one.
How about... The second one has, I think, perhaps the best opening of any movie ever.
Yeah?
Because in the first one, he gets his life kind of intact. He like meets the girl. He's like on good standings with his daughter. He saves the mall. Second movie starts. His life is immediately in the shitter. They're just like, well, we can't have everything be like happy ever after for him because then we don't have a plot. So like the movie starts and it's like, yeah, my wife left me. My daughter doesn't like me anymore. And like his mom, like the opening is like, she like goes out on the street like, there's my paper, and gets hit by a milk truck and dies. And that's in the first like 3 minutes of the movie. And I think that is perhaps the best of that movie is just the opening of, there's my paper.
Yeah, perhaps. The best opening to a movie I would say is I'm a huge fan of the live action pirate singing SpongeBob movie opening and the like secret agent like Krusty Krab scene also. Big fan of that and the whole movie itself, obviously. In fact, that's a game we will probably come to play on we definitely will at some point.
There's
only
so many games in this world.
Yeah, and in my house.
Yeah, we only own so many games. It's like a really limiting factor of BigWowBig is that we just don't have a budget for video games.
No, we don't. We have quite a few winners in our arsenals and some stuff that will take longer than others, but you know.
I mean, we're going through Dark Souls 3, which I bought on sale 2 years ago.
I think I bought it on sale when you did. Maybe. I think I did.
Yeah. Some around that same time.
I bought Dark Souls and like 2 other games at the same time. They were all on sale. I don't remember what it was. It might have been Doom and Doom Eternal. I feel like it was, but I don't know. I do have those on Steam, and those are also probably games that at some point probably I'll get to on the show.
I was surprised how much I liked Doom Eternal. That released on the same, like, I never played Doom 2016, but Doom Eternal released on, like, the same day as Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I was like, yeah, Animal Crossing, I'm so excited about this. But because of Game Pass access, I was able to play Doom Eternal, like as like a midnight release before New Horizons came out, and I wasn't excited about Doom Eternal at all. Like, I wasn't looking forward to it. I wasn't hyped for it. It wasn't something that I cared about.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
And then I played it, and I fucking, like, I fell in love with Doom immediately. That was, like, my first experience with Doom, and I was like, oh my god, this game's fucking incredible!
Yeah, my first experience with Doom was also Doom Eternal. Even though I've played Doom 2016, I still haven't finished it, but I came home, I don't remember, I probably played it on Game Pass at first. I came home from work one night, and I was just really pissed, but I, for some reason, gave Doom Eternal a try, and the epic metalness of Doom sucked me in really immediately, and then I ended up getting Doom after to play it, because if this is anything like Doom Eternal, I want to play it.
There are two things that have put me off from Doom Eternal now, after, like, falling in love with it so much from that. Two things since that have made me more hesitant to engage with it. One being that Mick Gordon, who did all the music for Doom Eternal, like, really got dicked over by the studio, and, like, they kind of, like, fucked him out of, like, adequate pay for the work that he did, and gave him, like, very unrealistic expectations, and then, like, you know, just in general were, like, terrible to Mick Gordon. And so that's one reason. And the other is, on launch, they put a little Easter egg in the game. There's, like, a book on one of Doom Guy's bookshelves that's called How to Comb Your Mustache by Clifton M. Fishbach.
Yes.
Which is, like, it's an Easter egg that is in reference to Markiplier's dad. It's just like a...
That I knew.
Yeah, like a nice thing for that. Very sweet. They apparently have taken that book now out of the game. Like, it's not on the bookshelf anymore.
It's not?
And I can't figure why they would do that. But yeah, it's just not there anymore.
When did they do that?
It would have happened, like, within the past year, if not, like, the past few months. But they did, like, I remember seeing that, like, they removed that book from the game.
I wonder.
I can look this up now just to verify this.
Yeah. I do see a post from 2022 here that confirms the existence of the Easter egg.
Yeah, like, the Easter egg exists. It seems like it varies from version to version, though. In some versions of the game, it is not it is not the book there. It is instead, like, if you have a really old version of the game that's not updated, then it's still like a Nuka-Cola book, like a Fallout book. And it seems like for some people it's
December
like still
2022, that. Yes, Mark's dad Easter egg is still in the game.
So it seems that I may have had some incorrect information then.
Yeah, I don't think it's been taken out.
Oh no, I've fallen victim to uproarious hatred on the internet. I believed in backlash without doing further research.
Yeah, it might be. It's definitely in the. Somebody said it was on Steam, and somebody replied and said it is on the console version too. So I don't know. I think that was just misinformation.
Yeah. That's weird.
Articles will grab your shit like that all the time. But yeah, me falling in love with Doom Eternal when I did is because I played it at a time that I could just use some violence and metal, and I'm a huge rock metal fan, as some of you might know. And well, we actually talked about it, I think, in like a couple episodes ago. But I'm a huge fan of stuff like that, so to hear that music, I was just like, holy shit. And then I went and bought Doom. When I found that, I think it was Dark Souls and the Dooms on that sale.
Doom Souls?
And that might be when I played Doom at first. I might have played it on Game Pass, I don't remember. For a while I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna play Doom, and then I decided to give it a chance after Doom Eternal, and I was like, damn, yeah. And then I just, kept falling in love with Doom. I've loved it ever since. I hope they make more.
I do hope so too. Doom Eternal was pretty good.
Doom Eternal is very, very phenomenal.
If you could bring back one dead game franchise to either be rebooted, remastered, or to get a sequel, what would that be?
Dead game franchise. I don't know. I like a lot of the franchises that didn't die yet. I'm not sure.
Or to be more broad, if there's any game that you would want to have a sequel or remaster.
Yeah, that's
not necessarily a franchise.
That's easier to imagine. I still am not entirely sure though. I gotta look around the library for this.
Take a gander around.
One thing I do know is that I think they should have added Mario Galaxy 2 to the 3D All-Star Collection. I think that's stupid.
God, true. They really should have made that at all worth the money.
Yeah, I mean, I did get it, and I do enjoy having those. I think it was worth my money, but again, no, Mario Galaxy 2 just doesn't. It literally doesn't make sense. They've just isolated that one game for no reason.
Also, just the fact that was those 3 games all they're not even remastered, just ports.
Well, no, they upscaled
for
them.
Well, it's a little bit of upscaling, but it wasn't anything significant. It wasn't it was a proper remaster. Because I'm assuming that the upscaling that they did was just we still have these uncompressed files from when we made the game. Just put the uncompressed ones in there. But just those 3 games that just ports for $60 for a limited time. I can't justify that when we had the entirety of Metroid Prime remake for $40 and the extreme level of quality that was for $40. And it makes me just that much more angry about the Mario 3D All-Stars.
It's the curtain.
We paid so much less for so much more that it just really highlights 3D All-Stars as a sham.
You denounced the quality upgrade of 3D All-Stars, but moving Sunshine up to full screen 1080p and Mario Galaxy up to 1080p is pretty fucking sweet in my book. And for me as a Mario fan, it was worth the money just to have all 3 on the same console. And obviously they put Mario 64 on the N64 Virtual Console, but it's still better on the 3D All-Stars generally.
Thing is that every experience that you get of 3D All-Stars can be achieved with an emulator.
Yeah, but I don't like emulators on my computer unless I want them for something specific, a Nuzlocke or something. That's my personal deal.
I'm just saying that the amount of effort that went into that was not worth the price tag.
Yes, and that is just where we will agree to disagree to some degree. I don't think it's a great bundle, and I think the limited time was a little much, but as a collection, I like having it because it'll be nice to have when I play either of the 2 that aren't Mario 64 because we already played that.
I think one of the bigger things that I'm upset at with the 3D All-Stars is just the fact that is kind of in lieu of proper remasters and remakes. That if we try to ask for because I would love to have Mario Sunshine on the Switch, a proper Metroid Prime remake style modernized Mario Sunshine for the Switch. Same way we had Skyward Sword, we had all that stuff. I would like that, but we're probably not gonna get something like that because 3D All-Stars exists.
I don't think Skyward Sword was upscaled that much more than Mario Galaxy or Sunshine. I really don't think so.
Well, I'm saying for something because
the other thing
I mean a proper, real, comprehensive port of it, a real Skyward Sword HD isn't the best example, but something like Metroid Prime remake. That's also a GameCube game.
That's the thing is they rebuilt Metroid Prime from the ground up, but Metroid Prime is a different kind of game. It's a different game, and it's obviously Metroid, and they ran that remake at a cheaper price than upscaling 3 Mario games and putting them in a bundle. But
I just think it would be nice to have that kind of treatment for Mario Sunshine, and I'm upset that we're not going to get that because it was in 3D All-Stars. I think that just the existence of 3D All-Stars robbed that potential. Allow me to just let me grieve.
I am letting you grieve.
Let me mourn.
I'm sorry that it hit you like that. It just hit me in a completely different way. So I didn't want to keep adding my opinion to it.
You mean yelling at me and telling me that I'm wrong?
Nope, it's not what I was doing. I said it was worth my money, and I do think that it was. For
telling me
the
that
kind
I'm
of Mario
wrong
fan
and
that I
I'm
am.
stupid?
Yeah.
And that
no,
my
I am.
opinion is wrong?
I was trying to see if they did exactly what I think they. Yeah, Sunshine and Galaxy they put up to and even Mario 64 they put up to 720p. But I don't even like 64 that much. But Sunshine and Galaxy were booted. That's the thing they did with Sunshine that I love is they booted it up to a 16:9 1080p resolution, so it fills up the whole TV now, and that's amazing. And then Galaxy just got brought up to 1080p instead of 480p, and it already ran at a 60 FPS anyway, so they probably didn't have to do much there. But I do.
God, stop enjoying things. Be miserable like me.
Like, no,
Stop having fun.
I mean, I think that it's kind of. I do think something for Zelda would have been cool like that too. I think they could have just. I wish they would have. There was like a Zelda anniversary day or something a couple years ago that people wanted like a Zelda All-Star collection or something. I think if they did that with like Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword, I thought that would have been really cool. But they haven't even ported Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD versions to the Switch, which I wish they would at least do that.
Yeah. And maybe, and it's probably not gonna happen because it's like too modern and they're making remakes of games from that era. But it would be nice if we got a GameCube Virtual Console.
Yeah,
But I think there's just too much money in reselling their AAA titles from that era.
I hope they do that at some point. But then again, they did Mario 64 in that thing, and they still put it on the other thing anyway. So it's probably.
True, but like
I think it's possible.
We had Ocarina of Time for the 3DS. That was like a proper like remake. I guess it was a remake.
That's the thing about it.
We got that.
Done so many
because they've done those like remasters and remakes for 3DS or for like N64. They're probably like moving up into GameCube era now, and they're just gonna keep reselling that.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna go about continuing to remaster stuff, but that's because I'm not Nintendo. I have no idea. I just hope that we get some good Zelda ports someday, maybe in a collection or maybe not. I don't know. A collection would be a lot easier to deal with. I think Zelda definitely deserves a little collection.
Yeah,
not
definitely.
Because there's already been so many collections of Ocarina, of everything that's like Ocarina or Majora, and before that, I don't want any of that. I want like Wind Waker, Twilight. I want like a Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword setup. Maybe the portable ones too. Maybe, but
I mean, how old is Wind Waker at this point? Like, it's got to be approaching 20 years.
No, Wind Waker is 20 years old. It's like 21.
2002, 2003, 2002, probably.
I think it came out in 2002, yeah.
Yeah.
Twilight Princess came out in 2006, I believe.
Yeah, I guess because it was on the GameCube before it was on the Wii.
It was on the GameCube and the Wii.
Well, I think it was on the GameCube before the Wii.
Nah, it was a dual launch.
Dual?
It was a double launch, I know that.
Huh.
Because I saw both in stores. It released on the GameCube and Wii in 2006, and the everyone favors the GameCube version, and that's the version I would like to have, but it's so hard to find that.
Yeah.
I do have Wind Waker, and obviously we played it on the show, but Twilight Princess is something I wish I had.
It was kind of a
Skyward
dumb thing
Sword
with Twilight Princess is that even if you got it on GameCube, you could also still play it on Wii.
Right. You could play your GameCube version on the Wii, unless you had one of the different versions of Wii that doesn't have the GameCube ports. That's what I have. I have a Wii that doesn't have that.
Were there later ones?
There was a few versions of Wii.
Oh.
Yeah, there was the black one. There was the red one. There was the simpler red one. I have the black Wii. I know that it doesn't. I was super annoyed when I found out.
Yeah, my family has the red one because our first like white Wii, which I think is actually just sitting in my closet right now, it got like super fucked up because it had the same fate as my childhood N64 did, of getting struck by lightning.
What?
Just getting fried because during like a thunderstorm, just like lightning hit whatever like power line that connected into its outlet, and it just got fried because it didn't have any kind of like protection on it. no surge protection.
Dang. Yeah, I do have mad surge protectors, but not because I'm protecting from a surge, because I needed more plugs. I also have my white Wii that we've had forever is just at my parents' house because I don't need it, obviously. The reason I'm not mad anymore about the Wii not having GameCube ports is because I got a GameCube, and I'm thankful that I found the store I found in Athens to go there and get that. It's in a mall, and I also was able to pick up quite a few GameCube games from them. That's not where I got. I actually got Disney's Magical Mirror. I have a Spyro game on GameCube as well. Those two I got at a con in like 2017, I think.
There is still on my family's Wii that, like, you know, just the red Wii that we've had forever now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's the photo channel or whatever, photo app on the Wii. And even though we don't have any pictures in the system memory and we don't have an SD card in it that has any pictures on it, it just commits like one picture to like memory to have as like the icon of the photo channel.
Yeah.
And so I guess the only picture that like was on that Wii that remained that it chose for that was just a picture of one of my childhood dogs that was on there at some point, and then everything else got erased, SD cards removed. Weird. But just that one picture, and I think it's probably one of the only pictures that like I don't even have a picture on my phone of either of those dogs. Yeah, I don't have any pictures before like 2017. I don't have any pictures.
I don't have any pictures on my phone before 2018, but that's because I chose not to take any.
Yeah, but both of those dogs like passed away like early 2017.
Yeah.
And so I don't have like pictures of either of them. And so the only place that I like see one of my childhood dogs still is just in that icon whenever my family decides to bust out the Wii.
You don't have that SD card that you put from all those pictures on anymore?
Oh God, no.
Oh.
Well, not like, I mean like in terms of things that I can like access easily, like on my phone, I don't have any pictures or anything like that. Like my siblings have pictures, and like our family or our fucking ancient family computer that really all it exists to do now is just hold on to a couple of documents, and it's still running like Windows Vista or something, or like Windows 7, I think it's or maybe even Windows XP, but all it does is just hold on to like a few documents and old family photos and videos from like family vacations and whatever, like 2000, like family videos when I was like 4.
I wonder how many storage computers people have for downloading BigWowBig episodes illegally. Just to keep those on standby in case we nuke the channel one day.
That it'll be the highest honor if somebody like steals our videos. If somebody funny. Just like, if there's like a fake BigWowBig like uploading our shit.
Yeah.
I bet they're funnier than us.
Well, they'd have to commentate over the episodes instead of just stealing it.
No, that's the joke.
So that'd be hard.
It's the same.
Oh.
But they're funnier because we suck.
Whoops. I didn't get the joke. I'm not funny enough. My bad.
Exactly my point.
Well, I think that about wraps up episode 5. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. So be sure to be good and have good.
Bye.